What is up, guys? In today's video, we're going to be spectating random players in Fortnite Zero builds, going over what I think they do well, what they could do differently, and just the state of the game right now. We have had several changes since the last of these videos I made. As always, if you guys do find this video to be helpful, informative, or interesting, remember to give it a like, subscribe if you'd like to see more. Comment down below what you think of the K-pop Demon Hunters update, and if you guys would like to use my code in the shop when getting anything, it is Evolve Jake, just like my channel name is, and it is underneath the webcam at all times. So, I'll be going Sandy Strip this game. It was early on in the bus path, and there are several of the K-pop Demon Hunters NPCs here, which make it where you can like guarantee to purchase the items from them, which is really nice. And I'm hoping that attracts, you know, a fair amount of players to this POI, which it seems like it did. That is very good. Try to land on this lady over here. Much better drop than me. Do we jump scare them with this MK? I'm like kind of stressed to spectate them now. Oh no. Okay, if she died before I started spectating her, we wouldn't be able to spectate the person that eliminated her, and that's I think what happened anyway. Okay, we're good. But yeah, if when you eliminate it, or when you're eliminated, it makes you like look at the ground next where you died. And if the person who eliminated me gets eliminated in that time, it just sends me across the map to someone random, which is not at all what I would want. But we're going to be on board with Barney here. He got a shotgun off the rip. And third party, that lady getting the free elimination on me. Here's a Sovereign shotgun, which did get buffed in the recent update. The ADS fire rate isn't as slow as it previously was. He is going to swap that out with a pump, which what I was going to say is it seems like he would much rather use the pump because he was swapping in between every shot. Like he was shooting the Sovereign and then swapping. And you don't need to do that. If you're going to hip fire the Sovereign, it's basically a spammy shotgun at that point. But so far, I have high hopes for this player. Their movement seems like decent, which is pretty good. Like they're fast about just doing what they want to do, which is something I'd really like to see. I do not like spectating like really indecisive people for these videos. He has 2 shocks. He's trying to find minis or something before he drinks this big pot, but oh, he caught it. I was about to say he might get some out of this ammo box, but it would have been unfortunate if he just started drinking the big, but he swapped in time to not cancel his big, not waste his big. It's perfect. And he has a pretty good like set of loot at this point. He has 3 guns. I don't know if he's gonna like consistently use that or if it's just temporary. I feel like with this update, for the most part, I would really like to use double mobility, so like the shockwaves and the void mask or the tiger mask, whatever it's called. But you can't always get that, and it's not like he's passed on it yet. So I also really like using the flowberry mist grenade. It's like a healing item and a cover item and a mobility item all in one, and it pairs really nice with the buffed SMGs. You can kind of float around and play really aggressive, which is what you want. Like I've been kind of trying 2-gun with a shotgun and an SMG, and I probably will have a video about like the SMG changes this weekend. I just wanted like more time to play with it. But yeah, I think the flowberry mist really enables the SMG because you can kind of like quickly get on people or get away from people. The struggle of using like an SMG and a shotgun as your only 2 guns is obviously going to be long range. And if you're able to use mobility to just kind of push people whenever you're in a bad range for the SMG, it works out really well. And it's a really fun way to play if you do like playing aggressive. Sounds like there's some shots over by the gas station. He's got a pad here. He can kind of throw down and pad over there if he wanted. There's a guy on the roof, I think. Yeah, they're mantling up. Seems like they know he's here. It might be a drone, actually. Yeah, it's an AI. He killed inflated couch. There is a flowberry mist grenade. I'm interested to see if he takes that. I think 1 big to the mist grenade. I'd rather have the mist, but obviously you can buy bigs as time goes on at the vending machines and stuff. There's more people fighting at the gas station again. He could throw the mist down and then shockwave over there and get there like immediately if he wanted to. There's somebody here. I think this is an AI as well. Just the way they turned did not look human. Yeah. Gotta be worried about those people at the gas station coming over here though. because they may have heard this fight happen and want to third party. Gonna be running the sniper and the AR. Talked about this, I feel like every single time I make one of these videos, but if you are gonna run a sniper and you like sniping a lot, that can free you up to take you know, one of the SMGs or like the tac pistol, all of which got buffed. The Enforcer AR also did get buffed recently. I think I talked about this in the last video. It might be literally the same player. I don't remember their name. But I do not like running the Enforcer AR with the sniper as much because the Enforcer AR is more of like a long range oriented AR. And if you're gonna be running the sniper for long range, you don't need that long range oriented AR. And you could have something that's kind of better for close to mid range and something that pairs better with the shotgun. I don't think the Enforcer AR pairs very well with the pump. We'll see though. Catches a player in the street there. He gets unfortunate timing that he drops down just as that player runs out. But that player seemingly shockwaved away. Like they don't want any part in fighting. They might have been coming here to use the vending machine. And now that he interrupted them, they just want to be out because they might be like too weak to really fight. The chug there, that would be really nice to have if it is full. Or at the very least, he could buy some big pots. We don't get to see what's in that gold vending, but if there was a pump, he's a little too low on gold for it. It would be 1,500. Either way, I would really like to get that chug jug over the... Like, the one big is stressing me out. He finds more shocks, but with this update, you can now only carry 4 shocks in a single inventory slot, which is kind of unfortunate, but I'm content with it because it seems like the shockwave spawn rate is really high, and I don't mind being able to carry less than a stack if I can like consistently find them throughout the course of the game. Like it feels pretty solid to me thus far. If they were really hard to get, then the stack nerf would also like just feel even more bad. But I'm okay with 4 in a stack, especially with us having the Flowberry Mist Grenade in the game. The Void Mask again in the game makes the low amount of shockwave less of a problem. And he does swap away from the pump for the dual shotguns. I think that's a very good choice if he's going to be using the Enforcer AR, because as I touched on, pump Enforcer AR is not a good combo because the Enforcer has such a slow fire rate. It's a combo with a high ceiling because if you just hit your shots with the Enforcer when you're hip firing it or hit all headshots, people will go down very quick. But oftentimes having that low fire rate is really going to cost you in close range fights. Like the ceiling might be very high if things go perfect, but like the average level of pump Enforcer is not something that I really want to use. Especially with this update, I feel like the pacing of the game is much faster again, and I feel like that leaves like little room for that. Which is why if I was sniping, I would want to go for something more close range oriented. But having the dual shotguns negates his need to swap, so it's all good. Sounds like there's somebody either in that building or in the underground area. He seems to think they're in the underground area. I don't think the lethal lab thing scans anymore. So it's not like he's going to get a scan to figure out where this player is. I'm fighting over in the direction... Oh, someone stole his car. I was going to say there's some fighting over in the direction that he was looking, and I think worrying about that is much more important than worrying about this player that was like potentially hiding underground. I think the last spectating video I made, we also saw somebody kind of stick around lethal labs too long, playing fights out that just really kind of weren't going anywhere. And then they got like third party to the point where they were eliminated. And I feel like this is an area where it's like third party city out here. If a fight isn't progressing, you probably just want to get out of there. Which luckily for him, the player that was kind of existing in this area decided to leave. Because if they were just chilling, like he might have just kept chilling here, waiting on them, and that's something that can easily backfire. Gets a jetpack instead of the sniper. Instead of heals. Okay, so now this is a very fragile setup. If anything goes wrong for this player, it's going to be hard for them to regain. But if they just hit all their shots, a lot of fights are going to be easy because the sniper, while it isn't the greatest sniper we've ever had in Fortnite, it is very good. This is just going to be a kill he chases down. This player is incredibly weak. Unfortunately, he's having to invest a lot of shockwaves here, which is again going to like add to his fragility. Like without heals, it's hard for him to like kind of turn a fight. Or reset after a fight, heal after a fight. Third parties are going to be more of a problem. People that reset fights are going to be more of a problem. With him using all his shockwaves, it's also going to be even harder for him to get out of bad situations. So over chasing that kill right there might end up costing him the game if he doesn't find more shocks. And we maybe see that 4 stack kind of coming into play, but he may also be able to find more. If he got this kill cleanly, he would have gotten more shocks there. Seems like he's going to invest his last shockwave into this kill, which might be good for him, might be bad for him. This player is going to get away in the car. Right now, kind of shooting at this car is quite bad. I don't remember how much damage he had on them, but I don't think he has this player like super one-shot. Okay, maybe he can get the kill. But I was going to say, like, over fixating on this kill when the person isn't even that weak might be problematic if there's more people in the area. And they're gone. You got to let this go, I think. I would want to check the rest of the loot in the field and see if there's shocks. There might be shocks. Okay, there's shocks in the building, huge. I'm going to say there might be shocks in this area as well. I think we saw some, like, in the bottom of the building where he pulled the car up. But it's not going to matter. He'll have a full stack again, so that's good. And this plays into what I was talking about earlier, where, like, sure, you can only carry 4. But it doesn't seem like they're that hard to find. So luckily he is able to kind of negate the bad situation he put himself in. But not having heals, not having any sort of like good reactionary mobility was going to make this player very susceptible to just like dying to really unfortunate timing. Which is something that's going to happen in Fortnite. Especially if you're playing aggressive and especially if you're forcing fights. There's going to be times where you get unfortunate timing. It just is what it is. And this is that. He's over worried about the car and a player that he's done no damage. And then this player gets the 70 damage to start the fight. Which isn't the worst thing ever. Like, this is recoverable, but it's not great either. They threw their bubble onto the roof. Oh, they griefed the slurp truck. His overshield is back now, so most of the damage he took is gone. But the player threw their bubble onto this roof to bait him and to think they were pushing it. And then they destroyed the slurp truck once he walked away from it. He's got to be careful here. It seems like this player is only using the lightning gun, which, okay, no, they're not. They shockwave up, they get good damage. Lightning gun again. He hits hard there. This is a very turnable fight. Unfortunately, I think swapping weapons maybe cost him there. Getting third-partied. You want to shockwave away from this. Okay, he gets the kill, that's good. Missed grenade right there would be very nice for him just to get his shield back. That's perfect. I think fighting that third party was a bad decision, even though it worked out for him. Because he was pretty weak. I don't know how loaded his twin hammer shotguns were. But this player just jumping on him and having like an automatic 100 HP advantage is something that very could have easily not gone his way. I don't know if this player has an AR. I think they just used lightning gun and shotguns thus far, right? Which is something I was going to say when he was wingsuiting up at them. I think he's kind of lucky that this default was using the lightning gun. Because if they were using like an AR and SMG, they could have just fried him for wingsuiting at him. Whereas the lightning gun's kind of lacking on range, so it can't just like full punish that mobility use there. This player's maybe fighting another. I think they're baiting it. So he shot 2 dual shotgun shots there. But the dual shotgun is a weapon where like if it's getting used, that's often a fight that's just happening. And so I think this default is trying to bait him into pushing here. Because he's just like periodically shooting the twin hammer shotguns. And this is a player that has an AR. And so they can beam him. A lot of how he's been playing, I feel like, has been like blessed that player has been using the lightning gun. I know a lot of people hate the lightning gun. And it can be annoying. But just the way the situations were playing out, the fact that the enemy was using the lightning gun, I think really benefited Barney here. He got zone, which is good. I don't think you want to worry about this kill too much. I think the person that just fried you with an AR that's more close to you is a way more important player to focus on. Because by focusing on that, he's leaving himself exposed to the person who previously shot him. There's a guy sitting in that bush with the lock on AR. I feel like you can kind of see the light from it. But I don't know if that's actually what he sees. I'm really worried about the person that had previously beamed him with the AR. Because if he gets this kill, like not only is this person a threat, chalk on that and get the kill. Or they're pushing you, that's perfect. They're both weak. This could go either way. Okay. So not only was that enemy a threat, he's getting shocked on here. But also fighting that person was going to be like control of the zone. Okay. When this person came up, he probably should have shockwaved away and just tried to heal elsewhere. But he's being greedy for the loot. What I was going to say is if he kills that crystal cleanly, that's the only other person that's like contesting him for like zone here. And so he would be able to hold the rest of the lobby. That's what I was trying to say. But because that fight was messy, the other people are able to push up and just get the kill. I feel like he was kind of like fixated too much on sniping. Like he was standing out in the open a lot of times just trying to snipe the person ARing him. And he got the kill, but the fact that he took so much damage in that fight because it was so reckless is what allowed this lady to like pull up and eliminate him. Actually, I think this might be a streamer. I don't think this skin is out yet, right? I got them today, but I don't remember like which K-pop skins are which in terms of the new ones. I think the new ones are the white and gold ones. And so as of the time y'all are seeing this, it's maybe out, but I think it comes out tonight as I'm recording it. Unfortunately, they don't have much health, and there's still 4 people left and zone pulled far. They do have a lot of mobility though, which is good. That default player is also a streamer, the one that was using the lightning gun. They're pretty good. I run into them a good amount. And I think they've been in my spectating videos before. Again, like, what is going on with the Enforcer AR pump? I feel like this is such a feast or famine setup. But maybe the buffs make it good enough. We'll see. I think this player is going to have a really hard time dealing with the default that's using the duels and the lightning gun. This car behind him is really weak right now, so he could try to blow it up, but at the same time, if he stops to shoot at that, this other car probably gets out and fries him. I think he wants the barrels here. He's so weak that it's like hard for him to really like do anything. I'd be surprised if this player wins. Like, this is just like a very chaotic situation, and I'm not having heals. Makes it to where a millisecond of anything going wrong kind of costs him. That car can blow up. Okay, if that person was gonna get in the car, he could easily blow it up. No, not the sword. Okay, he gets the kill. Perfect. That chug jug would be really nice to have, but somebody was portaling on him, it sounded like, so he just wanted to get out of there, I think. They did portal on it. His overshield coming back would be great. It should be back by now. They're in the tree above him, I think. What he could do is shockwave from the bottom of the tree and break it, and then try to AR them in the sky. But this person hops on him at the same time, and that's kind of what I was saying. Just like, not only was he really weak, so he was gonna have a hard time playing against this person, but if a close range fight happened on the terms of this default, it was gonna be hard for that K-pop lady to deal with that. The fact that she has pump and enforcer AR. It's just not a setup that thrives in like chaotic moments. Whereas this person has like the optimal setup for chaotic moments, and they're healthier, and they're kind of making the fight happen. It's just timing really hurt that player, and the other guy's camping in a bush, and that's perfect situation for the lightning gun. And GG's. Being able to break bushes with it, it thrives there. And I think the lightning gun is okay, but it's not as OP as people make it out to be. And I think we saw that in the fights that were happening around the gas station, because he shot the Barney player we were spectating with. He shot them in the back for like 70 with the lightning gun. I think if they were using the Deadeye there, that's a lot more damage. And then when the Barney person pushed them with the wingsuit as well, this guy has good aim. I've played against him many times. Like, I think they would have gotten more damage with the AR there. And then the Barney person wouldn't have been able to like really do anything. So like, the lightning gun has its moments for sure, and its situations where it's really good, but I don't think it's as like super busted all the time as like people really make it out to be. But that is going to be it for this video. As always, if you guys did find this to be helpful, informative, or interesting, remember to give it a like, subscribe if you'd like to see more, and I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.